Thank you for tuning in to the Taco King Art channel. I wanted to do a little intro and kind of give you guys an update on where we were, because we were somewhere. We were working on something. We were doing a 2-page comic, and I do believe that we finished page 1 of a 2-page comic, but we didn't get to page 2. It took a long time to figure out. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to finish the 2nd page, which involves coloring and inking. And you might not remember where exactly we left off in this comic or what it's looking like. So let me get the printout. I have a printout. Hold on. It is so gorgeous out today. I am just like stunned at how perfect it is. Okay, so I have my printout. Oh, I have a microphone. Hold on. See, I made the effort. I got the microphone and I just forgot to attach it. Why do they make these things so complicated? I can't get it on. 2 hours later. Okay, well, hopefully it stays kind of so you guys can hear me. I have the printout, and I kind of just wanted to give you a status of where we were at in case you didn't see the last video, or you don't know anything about the Taco King channel and this is your first video. So we were working on a 2-page comic. This is the left side of the page, this is the right side of the page. And what we completed in the last video was essentially all of this, the inking and the coloring of this side. And what we're completing in this video is the right side of the page. So as you can see, I have a draft going, and we're just doing the inking and the coloring on this side today. We are making progress. See, it's almost looking like a comic book, like a real comic book. This is technically page 3 and 4 of the comic. I don't know exactly if, like, when we're finished with like all 30, roughly 32 pages or so, if this is going to actually live as page 3 and 4. I don't know that yet. But I was thinking that I was going to make more printouts of everything that's been completed, and in the future when we complete more pages, I'll make printouts of those, and then we'll combine it into like a mock comic book to see how everything is laying out, and maybe we can play around with switching the pages up in the layout of the pages, and maybe I have some comics or stories that are in the wrong place and maybe they should be switched. I don't know that yet. I'm making this up as I go. But thank you for tuning in, and why don't we just jump into Procreate, and let's get moving on the 2nd page of this comic. All right, here we are back in Procreate working on the 2nd page of a 2-page comic, and this one actually went a lot smoother than the previous video. If you've seen the previous video, I was really struggling with how to color the background and the sky, and in general the styling of everything was a problem for me. And in this one, I kind of because I kind of nailed down the styling, it was a matter of just like repeating it across this page. So this page went a lot faster and it was a lot more efficient. I did struggle, however, with like the coloring of the characters themselves. I was using this kind of like, I was still using the Copic brush for the styling of the characters, which gave it a little bit of texture, but it was also super time consuming. That was one thing that I was debating whether that would work across like more pages if I was to consistently do that. So I kind of abandoned that. yeah, and you'll see it when I color this cat in this frame. I moved to like a solid fill, and you know, doing the characters with a solid fill, it went a lot faster. It looked a little bit more vibrant, and it popped out from the background a little bit more. So I just went with the solid fill for the rest of the page. And one thing I'm noticing as I work through this comic is that I am totally aware of this, that my styling is going to be inconsistent across all these pages. And that is because I don't want to be nailed down to one style. This first comic book is a lot about experimentation and finding the right kind of like styling and coloring and just like the general look and feel of Taco King's world. And so I don't want to limit myself to having to repeat the same type of style across 32 pages. I also think it would get kind of boring to have to, you know, do the same thing over and over again across all the pages and not be able to experiment with different brushes. And that's mainly what I want to do is just experiment. So I will be keeping certain things consistent because I want it to have somewhat of a consistent look and feel. But I'm choosing those things very carefully. So like what I have decided to do was in terms of like keeping it consistent, I bought like a font package off Creative Market, and this font package has like all the fonts that I would use throughout the book. Like all the dialogue is going to be in the same font face, and I think all the frames are going to be like a black like medium line stroke, and they're going to have rounded corners on them, so it looks a little bit softer. So the other thing I think I'm going to keep consistent is like I pre-made a color palette in Procreate, so I'm not working from scratch every time I do a comic. And so those three things I think are enough to keep this thing looking like the same story with the same characters, and the rest is going to be left up to experimentation. So I hope you tune in to the next video. The next video is going to be really cool because it's going to be all in black and white. And I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.